Guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week we are going through some recent purchases that I've bought to resell on my Etsy shop. So I thought we could just go through some recent purchases and show you what I have collected to resell. So the first thing we will look at is this. This is already listed in my Etsy shop. Already, some of it's listed and there's a few bits that are not, so I'll let you know what is listed and what isn't. So if you are interested in anything, you can either go straight to the Etsy shop and sort that out, or if it's not listed, you can just contact me directly using the form below. But so this is just a vintage like Celtic Scottish kind of inspired. If you look closely, in between, there's some etchings in between the stones. These are glass stones, by the way. Yeah, and then some like etchings in between. So yeah, this is a vintage necklace. These sell quite well on my shop actually, which is why I do repurchase when I can find them at a decent price. So yeah, they do well. So we've got that, which I'll leave there, already listed, like I said. The next thing is in this box. What do we have here? So okay, yeah, so this is, so in here we've got some I think these are Vietnamese wedding beads, wedding cake beads. I've already got a necklace with cream wedding cake beads on there, the same thing but in cream. So when I saw this, I just picked it up as well because it's a red version. And these are quite collectible. These are very vintage as well. So, and this one's really pretty. I love the fact that it's got the red beads. So if you look closely at the beads, they're all hand painted basically, and they're called wedding cake beads. How pretty are those? So yeah, this is not listed in my shop yet. So that's that. And then we've got this sterling silver necklace. This is all sterling silver. So this pendant is sterling silver. The necklace is sterling silver. It might be some onyx, so I will investigate that further. That's why this is not up yet. It needs cleaning. So I'm going to clean this all up, confirm if this is onyx or not, and list it. It is a stone because it's cold. Very cold. So yeah, so that's that. And then we've got let's do the boxes. And then in this box we've got some earrings. I need to put some backs on here. These need to be, let me try and get them out. They're just some little enamel and gold tone earrings. They're quite nice, that I thought were quite nice. I've got backs. I've bought I always stock spare butterfly backs for this very reason. When you buy earrings and there's no backs, and I can just add the backs on. So yeah, some enamel and gold tone earrings. Pretty. Let's put that there. And then in this box we have, ta-da! This is very pretty. I've been obsessed with these type of necklaces, like the 80s, you know, it's 80s kind of necklace. I've got a couple of them here to show you. This is a D'Orlan, I think it is D'Orlan. So that will be, I actually forgot about this. And it's in very good condition, so that's definitely going in my Etsy shop. That's not listed in my Etsy shop. These are not listed in my Etsy shop yet, neither are these. So none of these except for that is listed. Let's do, I've got quite a few things here, not loads, but there's a good few things here. Then I'll go to show you this, because this is the type of necklace I was saying I'm obsessed with, these kind of like 80s style necklaces that I want to put more of them in my shop. So I've got this one. This one's nice. So I'm always on the lookout for like good ones that are in good condition. So there, this one's very nice. The 90s, this is like a 90s, no, 90s, this is an 80s like retro look. Very cool. So we'll just pop that there. Obsessed. And then to keep along the same theme, we have a similar necklace. Like some of the reason why most of this isn't listed is because I've been starting to put things aside, film them, and then list them. So they'll be listed very soon. I'm quite on top of my Etsy listings. I list items on Etsy every day. So if you follow my Etsy shop, you can be notified when I'm listing things. I list daily on there. But yeah, this one is a beautiful one. This is gorgeous. Excellent condition as well. Like I say, we've been wanting to put more of these on there. Let me see. I've got like a Napier one as well on there, as well as the like I've got the Dioland one isn't like this. It's more like this. And I've also got a Napier one that's like this on my Etsy shop as well. So if you're interested in those kind of 80s style necklaces, go check out my shop. Link is in the description. And then the last one of that nature is this one. This is nice as well. So if they're in like really good condition, 80s style, these type of 80s style necklaces, I am very interested in selling. I just like them. So yeah, this one's in very good condition as well. So yes. And then we do have a more, this came with some other stuff that I've just showed you. I can't remember what came with what, but this is just more of a modern thing. This is going in just a craft lot because it's not in sellable condition, and that's what people do. They'll have a few, you know, items that are, you know, good to go, and then they'll just sneak in some kind of broken, discoloured object to get rid of it. I would rather just bundle them up and put them in a craft lot where someone can actually use them for something else. But anyway, we've got a Sarah Coventry bracelet here. This is listed on my Etsy shop already, but look at those rainbow coloured stones. This is in really good condition. But yeah, this is already listed on my Etsy shop. Brilliant condition. I don't even think it's been worn. I think a lot of this stuff hasn't even been worn. Excellent condition. Let me just move that there. So that's Sarah Coventry, that bracelet. And then we've got two more vintage bracelets. So my Etsy shop is just for vintage jewellery, basically. I source jewellery for that shop very carefully. This is a Delft. I don't even put, it's Dutch basically. It's Delft. This is this the low grade silver one? Can't remember if this is the low grade. I have got a low grade silver. I can't remember if this is the low grade silver, but I've got some Delft stuff listed that's actually silver. I think it's just a slightly lower grade than 925. I actually don't think this bracelet is. I can't remember. But anyway, I did write it down. Yeah, this is the low grade silver one. So I've written it down. So it's 835 basically, porcelain. Yeah, because I tested it and it was testing for silver. And then when I looked it up, that's the type of silver that they use. So yeah, this will be going in my... No, this is already listed in my Etsy shop. This is available now in my Etsy shop. So that's that. And then the last thing we have is a vintage... this is also listed in my Etsy shop. This looks quite old. This looks very old. This is just like a paste stone vintage bracelet that looks quite old. This came with that, basically, the Delft bracelet. There is a stone missing on here, which is, I've reduced the price, but it's still wearable. You can barely notice it. I don't usually Like, it has to be passable for me to list it, and if I can replace it by the time before anyone actually buys it, and then I'll just retake the photos and list it. But I can't find where the missing, oh, there it is. There's the missing stone there. So I am going to see if I've got a spare one that I can replace it with, and then I can just update the pictures on my listing. But as it stands, it's listed with the stone missing at a reduced price, but it's still good enough to wear, if you know what I mean. It's quite a nice vintage, this seems quite old as well, bracelet, nice and colourful, love it. So those are some, that's not all of what I've brought recently, but it's these are like more targeted towards my Etsy shop, whereas as you've seen my recent videos, there are job lots where there's a mixture of vintage and things that I would put in the Etsy shop. These are specifically been sourced either individually or in a very small group of things for my Etsy shop. So if you like this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch my videos. I try to post weekly, sometimes that's not always possible, but I post very regularly. I list items on my Etsy shop daily. I'm currently sorting out my vintage, which I should have. I should have stuff sorted up by that now, but follow me on Vinted, check what's up there, and look out for new things, because I've got tons to post on both stores. So stay tuned on my shops, stay tuned on my YouTube channel by subscribing me, support my videos, give it a like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.